by all reports, he's brought that very much to the table of the Sydney Kings. It's going to be a real interesting week or two as the Kings go through their analysis on who should be the head coach moving forward. But Shane Hill has done nothing wrong in his 6 games here as far as a audition for that full-time job.
Gruber reluctantly takes the medium-range jumper, but the rebound was hard to grab as Sydney playing a relatively small lineup. And that happens a lot in this league. Martin to Tyson Demos, Catron. Wollongong keep the floor spread. Little pop back to Javon Catron, and he drills it. Wollongong has scored the last 8.
I don't think it's any coincidence, Steve, that Sydney defense looks a whole lot better when Dre Grant's out on the court, and then we see a blocking foul on Martin. But Dre Grant, with that athleticism and shot blocking that he brings to the table, makes it a lot easier to have that extended defense. And there you see Martin just not quite in position. But when guys drive into the paint and Dre Grant is in there, they need to start thinking about it. And even though he doesn't block it, just that psychological pressure that's placed on the players going in there and the fear of being blocked, I think has a big impact on the overall defense of the Sydney Kings.
You remember Simon White, do you?
He was the best at it.
The best I've ever seen.
Long arms and just an unbelievable instinct for reading the play.
Bad pass. Luke Martin saves it. Somehow gets it to Magin. To Johns, because Magin wasn't aware of how much time was on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's
just staring him down.
That's a mental error by Ben Magin.
Especially when you're a shooter.
Yeah, exactly. He knew where he was going. He knew where he wanted to go, but just was unaware of the shot clock.
Those are one of those great ones, too, because no one's questioning how far you shoot it from. Catron.
This is a matchup right now with Alex Gines. He's a worker, but he's undersized, and going to Javon Catron down low is something the Wollongong Hawks should try to keep on exploiting. That time there, he draws the defense, kicks it out, and Martin does a good job of knocking down the perimeter shot.
Dan tries to get all the way to the rim. It's a rubber on the backboard.
He can't score. Hawks have reeled off 11 in a row.
Gruber can't get the handle. Gines can't get the handle, but Luke Martin can. Skips it over to Magin. He lines up the 3. That's long. Catron runs down the long rebound. Back to Catron. Luke Martin takes the charge inside the circle, so it won't count. Wollongong reeled off the last 13 points to tie it up at 20. 8 minutes to go here in the second. It's been one-way traffic by the Wollongong Hawks up against their New South rivals, the Sydney Kings. We'll be back.
So what did you do this time? Oh, my wife can't stand my snoring. What'd you do? Nothing. I can't stand my wife snoring.
Gear up for a 4-day getaway this Easter at BCF. Rest up with 20% off all Wanderer stretchers. Grab a 50-litre wheeled cooler, just $59.95, save $20. And pick up this cooler armchair, just $39, save $30. BCF, Australia's greatest boating, camping and fishing store.
Welcome back. Shane Hill was the man we spoke to before the game and asked him how his training been. Has it been hard to motivate his team going into this one?
The only struggle we've had is Monday and Tuesday this week were horrendous. And it was, I lost my voice yelling at the fellas. They thought there was some psycho there because we'd won 2 in a row and we didn't turn up to practice. But, you know, the last couple of days have been much better.
Yeah, you know Shane was laying into them.
Yes, he would have been very animated, I'd imagine. It's not unreasonable. It's shouldn't it be unexpected when a team's out of playoff contention and it's been a long season? It's a sloppy pass. It's not uncommon allowing players to lose their focus, which it sounds like that was the case with the Sydney Kings. It was possibly one of the ugliest sets of plays we've seen all season, with the ball bobbling around.
I know. I was waiting for the Benny Hill music to start.
Wollongong Hawks mixing it up. Both these teams mixing up a little bit. They've gone to a 2-3 zone now. Off the leg of Dre Grant. It's going the way of the Wollongong Hawks.
Just sloppy.
I mentioned in the intro, there's Gordon McLeod about Dre Grant. In his first 2 games under Hammer, Shane Hill, he averaged just 3 points and 5 rebounds and made just 1 field goal and combined for 1 of 8 from the field.
In 2 games.
In 2 games, but in the last 3, he's averaged 20 points and 7 rebounds and shooting it at Steve, 74% from the field. So, and also putting up nearly 12 field goal attempts a game. So a little bit of a change of position for Dre Grant has made the world of difference.
Finally, ANZBallaz connects for the Sydney Kings. That stops a 15-0 run for Wollongong. Tied up at 22. Talk about a game of momentum swing. Katron turns down the 3-pointer. Gets a running start into an 18-footer. Dre Grant chases down the board. Long pass to Magin. Cooper. That's short.
And that shot is going to be available to him all night. They're giving him up. They're not playing him. So no need to take an early one for him personally. Sometimes it's more your ego takes control, and you want to make the defense respect you a little bit more than they're doing right now.
Kazoo looking for the high-low to Grant. Bose gets it back to Kazoo. That rims out.
Steve, when teams are doing this, using these tactics like they are with Luke Cooper, although he's small, you can become the best screener on the court because there's no one there to help. So if I was Shane Hill, I'd be trying to get Luke Cooper into some pick-and-roll situations where he's the screener and the guy coming off the screen is going to be wide open because the defense is so far off Luke Cooper they can't come in and contest the shot.
Good point. That's a great point. Shane probably is not aware of that because no one would sag off of him. No one would go under the screen when he was a player.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah, there'd be no way because they're that far into the paint. And he comes off of the on-ball. Matt Campbell with Magin on him. Extra pass to Saville.
Again, another mental breakdown this time by the Wollongong Hawks. We saw it earlier with the Sydney Kings, and that's rightly or wrongly, the responsibility falls to the guards. So sometimes they don't even touch the ball, but I guarantee when they go to the bench, the coach is going to be ripping the guards, saying, please be aware of the clock.
It is the guard's responsibility. Oscar Foreman throws it out to Campbell. Shot clock at 7. Ibaka is aware of it this time. We'll pick and pop with Katron. That's short. Long rebound to Matt Campbell. Somebody's grabbing his jersey.
Ben mentioned that was a lot of contact, but hard to get the benefit of the doubt when you see someone's uniform getting tugged like it was then.
Let's get loud, Sydney.
Wollongong Hawks still having a woeful time on the offensive end, only shooting it at 31% and 8%. They're 1 of 12 from the three-point line.
You know, that's hard to do. It's hard to be 1 of 12.
Well, now they're 2 of 13, and they've gone to currently the league leader in three-point percentage. Oscar Foreman knocks one down. He's had 4 field goal attempts on the game, every one of them being three-pointers. Now 1 of 4.
Good pass to Kazoo, who makes the cut. Another one rims out for Sydney. Sydney down to 40%.
Right back to work. Defense.
Wearing the paint out on the rims. Matt Campbell with another three. 2 straight threes for Wollongong. It gives them that 6-point lead.
At a stage in the first quarter, the Sydney Kings led it 20-7. They now trail it 22-28. The offense has dried up.
Well, I spoke to Gordy McLeod before the game and asked him what he has to look for that Sydney do well.
Well, you know, they really shot it so well from the three-point line last time we played. And, you know, Luke Martin really hurt us. Those other guys have been playing, you know, really strong for the last, you know, month or so. And now with Julian back, that really brings the problem of the inside presence. So it's going to be a really tough ask for us.
Well, it looks like they've handled it. Got a slow start against Sydney, but like you said, they've held Sydney to just 2 points. They're leading 20-7. Wollongong ran off 13 straight.
The biggest surprise is the way in which the Sydney Kings started. Just in a commanding position, you look like, oh no, it's going to be one of those nights. But how quickly it's turned around for the Wollongong Hawks, even though they're shooting quite poor field now up to 35%. The Sydney Kings have dropped off to 40% of 1 of 6 from the field. And Anatoly Bose has been the leading offensive threat for the Kings with 9 points. And for the Hawks, they've shared it around, but Reece Martin leads the way with 7, and Javon Catron has 6. Still, the Kings have been dominant on the boards, 18-13. They lead that category.
Well, they lead the league in defensive rebounds. And for a team that's not up towards the top of the ladder, they have some impressive team stats. And some very unimpressive ones as well. Grant.
Looked like he got fouled.
Yeah. I was trying to describe that, couldn't think of it. It was ugly, but he was assisted. Gruber on a quick ball reversal to Campbell, has the ball stolen, but Matt Campbell has Saville to pick it up. Saville against the smaller Luke Martin. That's short. Martin exploring. Waits for his teammates. Bose, nice quick feed to Kazoo. He's got room to operate, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Oof, Steve, this has been just like pulling teeth to get a basket for the Sydney Kings. They only got 2 points in this quarter.
Yeah, that's right.
And
I know it doesn't seem right, but it's right.
They've had some decent shots. Coughed it up 6 times, which, although it's not ideal, it's not terrible. Just haven't been able to find a way to put the ball in the basket. Keeps the scoreboard ticking over from the free throw line.
Saying that, it's only a 4-point game. Saville just too far on that cross-court pass to Matt Campbell. The turnover is starting to rack up. Only the 4th one for Wollongong. Sydney have had 6. Bose. Just under 2.5 to go here in the second. Bose going right. Saville with the strip.
Good solid defense by Glenn Saville. Took away the middle penetration, sent him to the baseline, and look at the hands. Well, in fact, he might have got the benefit of a little fumble by Anatoly Bose.
Bose. And he'll go to the line.
That was just a drive and hope by Bose. He's been their leading scorer this game.
totally to the rack, team foul.
I'm sure Shane here wants him to be aggressive as you see him go to the glass right there, but that was just a shoot and hope. Might have been bailed out.
Closer than I am, that have got a better look at the play. No, the one before you. That's what you got up in arms about. I can't do much from over here. There's two guys right on top of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. No. Yeah, you got one. Don't worry.
Trying to listen in on that one.
Shane Hill just having a little very polite.
Yeah, that's not like him.
Reasonable conversation with the official.
He's not that polite to us when...
No, normally we need just a little bit more colourful language. Showing good control.
Skip pass to Matt Campbell. That looks straight. It's good. Matt Campbell buried the last 2 3-pointers. That gives Wollongong the 6-point lead again.
And although the Sydney Kings trail it by 6, they have to be reasonably content with their offense, holding a team to under 40% shooting. And with a minute and a half to go, only at 31 points. It's just been their offense. It's just been out of sync tonight. As that now, it's been the one keeping the scoreboard ticking over. 12 points now for both.
Yeah, 5 of 6 from the field. The only miss was that long-range 3. I guess just to see how hot he was. Ubaka. Gruber is clobbered by Luke Cooper. Take your pick on the Lukes.
And that's really Dave Gruber's bread and butter. That work ethic on the glass, around the basket. And again, just showing that intensity and the effort to get there. A couple of substitutions coming in for the last minute. Tim Conrad, Reece Martin coming back in.
Martin. Uses the high ball screen, a little pick and pop with Oscar Foreman. Deflected on the pass, but it did not disrupt the rhythm of Oscar Foreman. He drills the 3.
They're showing on that on-ball pick and roll, and normally when someone picks, they roll. But Oscar Foreman, his strength is the 3 ball. He picks and pops, and no one's there to rotate on him. He's got a wide-open 3. You can't do that with Oscar Foreman.
Jere Grant. This is a little mid-range. Sydney have only scored 5 points in this quarter. Martin's fouled by Luke Cooper.
It's a good foul. They're not in the bonus, so just stop the clock. 6 seconds remaining. Give 5.98 seconds remaining. Give the Wollongong Hawks stop that penetration. But they're going to call a timeout, and you may as well call a timeout, use one, and set this play up. Give themselves make another basket going into this half-time break.
Sure do. Especially the way Sydney are struggling. Be hard for them to make up some ground. They continue to have these type of offensive woes, but we've seen teams have these type of droughts throughout the year.
We have, and Sydney Kings have been very good against the Wollongong Hawks, as we mentioned, have won all 3 games, but so they feel very confident. And their head coach, Shane Earwood, also have some good memories of taking on the Wollongong Hawks. He holds the record for a Sydney Kings player against the Wollongong Hawks with a 51-point explosion back in February 2001. And in that game, he reeled off 12 3-pointers. 12. That's him individually. Yeah. Tonight, the Sydney Kings have only taken 6, and that's understandable because the Sydney Kings this season haven't been great from the 3-point line, so focusing on their inside presence. They're 1 of 6 tonight.
Equally as impressive, probably even more impressive, the fact is he only took 17. Is 12 of 17 outside the 3-point line.
That is some shooting.
Yeah.
Now, the 3-point line was a little bit closer in than it is now. But I'm sure if you had footage of that game, most of Hammer's shots would have been coming from further out than that anyway.
Conrad, his 3 is off. They executed A good enough play to get a very good look. Conrad, this is the opportunity to expand on that lead. But Hawks go in at halftime up 30.